I know a lot of the times it can be hard to get straight answers when it comes to things related to digital marketing and making money online. I can promise that I will keep it 100% real with you 100% of the time. I will tell you things, even if it's not what you want to hear. I am the person to ask. And so I want this to be an open space for you to ask any of those questions that you're having if something just really isn't making sense about how all of this works. I want to go over kind of the overarching strategy that you have to have if you're going to make money online. I don't care if you want to sell something on Etsy, if you want to have a Pinterest account, or you want to do blogging, you want to sell a physical product, you want to sell digital products, you want to be an affiliate marketer. I don't care what it is that you want to do. You have to do what we're going to talk about today. And I get a lot of questions all the time about all the different things. You know, you're seeing an ad for this, you're seeing an ad for that, you're seeing an ad for drop shipping. I know there's a lot of crypto stuff, and I don't do anything with crypto, although a lot of people try to pretend to be me and then get people to buy crypto, but I don't deal with any of that. But outside of crypto, just making money online in general, there's a lot of stuff out there that says a lot of different things. And while the simple way to put it is, like, simplistically speaking, creating the thing that you're going to sell is extremely simple. Anybody can do that. Getting people to the thing that you create, that's the hard part. And that's the part that they all leave out. And there's only one way to do it that's going to bring long-term success without you having to post, 10 times a day for the rest of your life, even 3 times a day for the rest of your life. Who wants to do that, right? Nobody is here because they want to post 3 times a day for the rest of their entire life. Like, that is not why we're here. That's not the goal. So there's only one way to get out of that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through all of it, and yeah, here to answer any questions that you have. So we'll go ahead and get started. So you're in the right place if you want the total time and location freedom. You want to live life on your terms, fulfill your purpose. You want to be paid what you're worth. This was a huge one for me. Like, I just felt like I was constantly having to demand raises in places where I was just giving it my all. I really wanted to be paid what I'm worth. And I know that's super subjective, but I desperately wanted to be paid what I was worth because I genuinely gave it my all when I was working for other companies. And it was just very, very hard for me to accept being extremely underpaid for such a long time until I finally kind of got to a point I was being paid good money, but it still wasn't what I was worth at the end of the day. So you're also in the right place if you're tired of all the gurus on social media pushing that next shiny thing down your throat that simply doesn't work or just distracts you from the things you need to be focused on. So, like, anybody that's trying to tell you they'll teach you how to go viral, they'll teach you how to get 10,000 followers overnight. None of that stuff matters. Like, views and followers do not equal sales, and all they're doing is just distracting you from what you really need to be focused on. So you're in the right place if you have the discipline to put in the hard work you need to put in, but you need that direction and just the truth, because it's so easy to spin your wheels in this space. And everyone here has a 6 or 7 figure business, and the major thing that's going to happen today is whether or not you choose to go after that. And a compliance disclaimer, this is not fun to talk about, but this is so necessary. Investments do not equal guaranteed success. I don't care where you go. I don't care who says what to you. If you invest, that does not automatically mean that you are going to be successful, because that's just not how business works. This is real business. I personally will never make a promise to deliver something to you that I cannot deliver. And I do not make income or timeline guarantees, period. Anybody who does is lying to you. And that's also illegal and, of course, unethical. But overall, it's completely illegal and unethical to tell anybody that they can make a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time, because it is completely 100% dependent on you. So I want to just get that out of the way. In the next 45 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that average people are using to make money online with no prior experience. You're going to have that clear direction on what it's going to take, so we can stop wasting time scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of the things. And I'll share with you why most people never reach the 10,000 mark. And the one thing you need to be focused on that, like I said before, most of the other programs are leaving this part out because it just doesn't sound fun and flashy. And they're oversimplifying it to take your money. So my promise, I'm going to teach you the correct path to building something that's going to set you guys up for long-term success. I'm not going to lie or manipulate you into thinking this is going to be easy just so I can take your money. And that is what most people are doing out there. And it is one way to get rich. So I don't teach other people to do that, but it is pretty easy to make a shit ton of money online if you're willing to lie and manipulate people. I will say that. And I think we've all seen that with our own eyes when we see all the people that are now millionaires from posting income claims on their social media. So you're going to have all the facts. It's just going to be up to you guys if you're going to execute today. So, of course, your mindset is like 90% of this battle, and you have to crush that voice in your head that's telling you can't do that, do this, because if that's there, you are not going to do it. Like negativity breeds more negativity. You cannot have that in this space. And even if just for today, just ask yourself, what if I could do that? And we want to breed that positive influence in your mind. And you are right, what you've tried in the past didn't work. You were focusing on the wrong things, like all of the followers and the views, and being worried about all the wrong things. So I'm going to prove why you've been set up to fail by the other gurus distracting you. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. But just remember that the results start with a strong belief. You have to believe that this is possible. You have to believe that you can do it. And then you have to follow that by intentional action and then support, of course. So most of you are probably here because you're confused and overwhelmed by all the crap online. You're exhausted with a 9 to 5, you want to weigh out, or maybe you just want to bring in some extra income for your family to help out your spouse, whatever the case may be. Or maybe a lot of you think that the only way to be successful is to promote a course, and I just want to crush that right now because that is absolutely not true. It is absolutely not true that you have to promote a course to make money. The amount of people selling a course is very, very small in comparison to the big picture of people making money online. So let's just get rid of that right now because it's not true. So this is the mind-blowing, pretty much realization that took me 8 years of trying and failing to figure out. 8 years off and on of investing in crap and getting manipulated with all of the flashy, promises of this, promises of that, and all the manipulative testimonials that they like to share. These are the two main things that I've learned. And I kind of touched on this at the beginning, but I know some of you weren't here yet. So most of the programs out there fundamentally teach the same thing. The issue is that they're only concerned with their own wallet. So they continue to upsell you every couple of months, and they make you think that you need that because it's the next missing thing. It's the next missing piece. And this is why it's not working for you. You need this, you need that. And what's really necessary is to focus on what you've already got in front of you, right? Like the real marketing and business skills. And then you also need to be automating that process. Those are the only things that you need to be worried about. We don't need to overcomplicate it. We don't need to keep chasing the next easy way out because there isn't one. There is no easy way out. That does not exist. So these people are literally just selling you a blueprint for failure because they continue to do the next thing every month, the next thing and the next thing. And a lot of times people are in a place where things aren't working. So they're like, well, maybe that is the next thing. Maybe I do need that. That's going to be the thing that I'm missing, that key. No, that's not. They're giving you a blueprint for failure. And again, there's endless opportunities to make money online. And a lot of people are teaching those ways, selling those ways. But while selling that fantasy of making money online, they leave out the key factor that you're going to need. And that's the email list and of people that know, like, and trust you. And without that, you don't have buyers. So all of the knowledge of how you could potentially make money online and what you could sell, like Pinterest, Amazon, KDP, Etsy, drop shipping, those are just a few examples of some things that I've personally tried. And I know a lot of you have tried as well, without an email list of buyers or a lot of money to spend on ads, which I think that 99.999% of us get started in this space without a desire to spend a bunch of money on ads. Like that is not what we want to do. So you have to have an email list. And if anybody tries to tell you otherwise, they're full of shit. There is literally no other way to make money online without an email list. And even with TikTok Shop, for example, there's a ton of people that are posting 10 plus videos a day, making a bunch of money right now on TikTok Shop. But I'm here to tell you that is not sustainable. I don't care if they're making $50,000 a month right now on TikTok Shop. Posting over 10 videos a day is not sustainable, not to mention that they are simply basically working for somebody else. They're right in the same position that we're all trying to get out of. They are busting their butts for somebody else, making somebody else rich, and they have nothing to show for it. Like if I'm going to post 10 times a day, it's going to be for my business, right? It's going to be to grow my email list, not make somebody else rich and grow their email list. That's crazy. No, 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 no. The lifespan of a successful person making money online, this is just a really interesting statistic, is 6 to 12 months. And all of these TikTok shop affiliates, you'll see and notice that a lot of them are even saying like they're slowing down, like sales are slowing down because they're starting to get burned out. It's just not sustainable. And I'm like, yep, 6 to 12 months. I don't care if they're making 50,000 a month. A lot of them are going to be falling off. They are not going to be bringing in that income, and they're going to be wishing that they put all of that time posting into growing an email list versus selling somebody else's stuff and growing their email list. And the truth is, it's totally possible for anybody to do this if you're coachable and you execute on things, how to maximize your lead capture without spending more time in DMs or Facebook groups, without spending money on ads, and focusing on that one thing that you have to generate serious money now, not just now, but years to come, and crushing that impossible voice that says you can't figure this out. And one of my favorite things, sorry, my dog is over there and it sounded like she was going to get sick on me. One of my favorite things, work smarter, not harder. That is like my mantra in life, and just one of my favorite things. Always working smarter, not harder. I'm a software expert. I have over 10 years of experience with business automation and software implementation. So figuring out the fastest way to do something is just music to my ears. It's what my brain loves to happen. It's just the best thing in the world to me. So again, just because you want to make more money doesn't mean you deserve to. If you have a scarcity mindset or you don't understand why you can't start a business for free, you've already failed. Like, that mindset's never going to succeed in this space. If you think there's some hidden secret, you're wrong. You're also in the wrong place, because I won't be using any manipulative marketing today to sell you some secret that doesn't exist, because I've already told you the secret. It's the email list. So real quick, I'm going to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. I'm an ex-corporate ladder climber. I built a successful career by leveraging software to create efficiencies. I love being somebody that other people can come to and rely on for support and encouragement. And I never used social media before I started my business last year in May of 2023. I also hate sales. I'm not comfortable dancing on social media, even though I danced for 18 years. And you'll probably start to see me doing a little bit of different videos than I've been doing in the last year to do some B-roll content, but kind of going out of my comfort zone a little bit. But that's what this is all about. So I'm still going out of my comfort zone here, a year and a half in. So it's something we all go through. I'm an overly honest person. I built a 6-figure business in less than 5 months with 0 sales or marketing experience because I believed I could, and I refused to give up. Back in 2019, I was creating a blog to help people cope with anxiety. This blog was something that I bought into something that somebody made some promise that, well, you just write the blogs and you tag your affiliate links from Amazon, and this is how you make all the money and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I didn't have any people to see my blog because I'm not an SEO expert. So I wasn't appearing on the first page of Google, obviously. Nobody was buying my stuff because nobody was seeing my blog. So it's just an example of one of the many times that I tried and failed. And so obviously it wasn't working out. I climbed the corporate ladder, but all of this ended once I discovered that one thing that guarantees my business brings in consistent 5-figure months. So to make this work, you're going to need something you're knowledgeable or passionate about, something you could talk about every day for free if money didn't matter, or something you're willing to learn about, like something you're interested in enough to be willing to learn about it. You also need, just in general, a drive to be better, because there's going to be a lot of personal development involved in this process as well. And this is another thing that people don't talk about in this space because they want to make it sound easy and flashy and fun all the time, but it's not. And if you're not willing to do that inner work required to have the discipline and own a successful business, you're not going to. So you have to be able to keep, get up every single day and keep going no matter what. I know a lot of you are aware of the situation that happened with me earlier this year. I had trusted somebody that I should not have trusted, made a huge mistake, hard, tough lesson learned. I had built up a very good income for myself with my business, and this person completely stopped paying me, ghosted me. I had to start over from scratch, and I was profitable within the first month of relaunching because I had an email list. So, and I could easily be back at a 9-to-5. If I wouldn't have had my email list, I'd be back at a 9-to-5 right now. And it's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing to, quit a 6-figure job to work with somebody and then have them ghost you and stop paying you all of your affiliate commission. That was not fun. And there's so much more to that story, but not the time or the place. But a lot of you already know you already know the details on that. So most people tune this out because we've been raised to think there's only one way to be successful. They assume they can't do it. It feels too good to be true. You've seen so many lies on the internet that you assume the whole thing is a scam. But that's old news. But I'm the poster child for this thinking. Like I did co-op my senior year of high school. I was told work, 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 money, money, money. And I worked 2 to 4 jobs throughout getting my bachelor's degree. And, I had all of this debt, was making hardly any money. I was raised to be super realistic and don't try to go off the path. So like the fact that I'm here right now is still something that I can barely even wrap my mind around. I cannot even wrap my mind around it. It is crazy. And I worked harder than everyone else around me and I still had to beg for raises. And I don't know if any of this sounds familiar to any of you guys, but this is the way out. We're leveraging the power of the internet here. So this is a 5-step formula, the same exact one I used to go from 0 to 6 figures in less than 5 months. So choose your topic is going to be the first one. And I know a lot of this is going to be overall things that you've already heard, but this is the basics, It's not something overly dramatically complicated. And it takes a lot of time for us hearing this over and over again for it to kind of stick and help us get our vision and our big picture of what we're going to do. And so step 1, of course, choose your topic and find or create your offer. Now, in phase 2 of the sprint course that I think all of you have received, hopefully have already watched, you'll hear me talk about being a lifestyle creator or a niche creator where you have to choose a niche. And 99% of us have to choose a niche because we are not some highly entertaining person or somebody that can just naturally grow a following quickly. I think if we had that, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have struggled for 8 years. You guys probably would already be killing it and having $10,000 months. If you're a lifestyle creator who does not have to choose a niche, you're going to know. As soon as you start posting content, you're going to know. So that's why I think it is so important to choose a niche and don't listen to anybody that's telling you that you don't need to, because that is not a black and white thing for everybody. Like I said, it's going to depend on your personality and kind of what you bring to the table. And the majority of us have to choose a niche. So let's not overthink this though. Like think about what we're already good at. What do we already know a lot about? Look at your resume if you want to. Like if you're thinking, I don't have any passions. Okay, well, look at your resume. Like for me, for example, almost a decade of experience with software implementation and business automation. And now I'm running a software agency. Like this goes directly in hand with what I'm now doing. I turned my resume into an online business. And I even used to work for a direct competitor of the software that I'm running. So it's really, really close to home for me as far as my career. This could not be a more perfect business for me. So think of it from that angle too. And of course, you could also learn something. So you need to choose your topic and then find or create your offer. So you'll decide if you're going to be an affiliate or if you're going to have your own product or service. So you'll never get off the hamster wheel if you can't bring something to the table and make your own decision. This is a really, really hard thing for a lot of people to get past this first hurdle of choosing your niche. And definitely make sure you watch phase 2 of the sprint course, because I do a lot more of a deep dive into your niche selection and market research on all of that stuff, because you have to be able to make this decision. And if you can't bring anything to the table, then you are going to have a really, really hard time doing this. If you spend 100 hours per year in any discipline, this is not even 20 minutes per day, you're going to be better than 95% of the world in that discipline. So what am I going to be able to do that people are going to listen to me? Why am I the authority? This is how you're the authority. It doesn't take that long to become an authority over how many other people that did not stay consistent with that discipline to learn something new or whatever the case. Your consistency, confidence, and determination are everything. These are things that every single day, hundreds of thousands of people are looking up. How to cook ground beef. There are people Googling this. Hundreds of thousands every day. How to stop a baby from crying, getting rid of blackheads, the best coffee for sensitive stomachs. This is something that's really close to home for me, and I have a personal story related to this. I had severe stomach issues, and I went through tests. I had a colonoscopy done, endoscopy for them to tell me everything's fine. Come to find out, I decided to eliminate like Folgers, Starbucks, all the random coffees, and I switched to mushroom coffee, and all of my stomach issues went away. craziness after thousands at the hospitals and them doctors telling me nothing was wrong. Coffee was what was bothering me because I learned that it is really acidic. I didn't know that before. And when I learned that and I cut it out, it went away. Now, if I wanted to, I could literally make a Facebook account that talks about gut health, excuse me, and I promote Forcing-matic mushroom coffee because that's a coffee that I've been drinking for 3 years now. I could make an account just for that. And all I do every single day is make video after video after video telling my story and talking about Forcing-matic mushroom coffee. That could be a business right there. We don't have to overcomplicate it. And I think people then think, well, I don't want to post about just coffee every single day because my followers are going to get annoyed. Well, guess what? Maybe 5% of your followers are ever going to see your content that you're posting anyway. So quit worrying about that. There are businesses that own products and all they do every single day is talk about their product. So why can't we do that? And of course, you'd incorporate a way to build your email list with that. We don't want to forget that piece, but just an example to think about and some other things that you can look at to trigger some ideas that are going to be in relation to your passions and your knowledge. So we have to crush those excuses. You can't tell me that you have zero knowledge that would help other people. You can't tell me that. That's not true. And don't forget too that there's no such thing as oversaturated because we are all extremely unique and nobody can be you. Nobody can replicate you. There's only one you. So your unique story and personality that you bring to the table, that cannot be oversaturated. So let's get rid of that. And there are ways people are making money from content is insane. So don't overcomplicate it. There's so many different ways to do this. And once you start doing that market research that I talked about, like in phase 2 of the sprint course, you will see there's just nothing that you can do market research on. You're not going to find somebody making money off of it. People are making money off everything. So why would anyone listen to me? This is super common for beginners, but it also shows a lack of confidence. So we work on that. And I talk a lot about confidence and being the authority. And all throughout my program, I have personal development training in there to stay honed in on these kind of things because it is very important. And people will listen if they know, like, and trust you. And if showing up and being in people's faces and super loud and confident and like this is not your vibe, you don't have to be that. You know, you just have to be yourself and know what you're talking about. And people will be able to sense that you know what you're talking about. So a lot of the times it's an issue with showing up on camera, which I get that. And there's other ways to do that, like with short form content. So you don't have to do a ton of showing up on camera, but you will have to show your face, especially in the coaching space. But again, we go into all of that in the courses that you guys have in your emails. But how do we get people to know, like, and trust us? So this is where we are going to look at this like a real business, right? So we're going to show up daily in the name of service. This is just like any other business. It's the new coffee shop up the road, and they created their menu. They have their coffee. They're servicing their customers. They're polite when you walk in the door. They do all these little things to make their customers feel special, feel like they're servicing them. You're going to show up and do the same thing here. This is no different. And we're going to make those real connections. We're going to be nice to people. We're going to talk to people and have conversations with them, get to know their struggles, let them know how we can help them. We're going to share our vulnerability and our story. And that's going to allow us to attract people to appreciate us for who we are and what we believe in. And we have to take a stand and say it with our chest. No Switzerland players, no trying to please everybody, no being afraid to say your opinion because people are going to disagree with you. It's so much easier to get places further if you just be yourself. And that includes saying things that are not going to appease every single person out there. So the second step, you want to identify that person. You want to identify who you're going to talk to. And the whole idea behind this is because when you're creating your content, if it is generic and you're trying to appease everybody, nobody is going to listen to you because they're not going to resonate with it because you're trying to trap everybody. You're going to trap nobody in your net. And if you speak directly to someone to the point where they're like, oh my gosh, this person's in my head. How are they in my head right now? That is how you grow your community because you are just going straight to the person that you want to talk to. And typically that person is just like us. Like we're going to talk to the people that are similar to us. And we want to speak only to them. This is your target audience or soulmate customer, soulmate client. And this allows you to connect with them on that genuine level. It's impossible to attract buyers consistently and with ease if you're not speaking to your soulmate customer. And when you speak to them, you're also going to establish yourself as the authority on your offers, make it easy for them to understand what you do and what solutions you provide. You're going to have more customers, more revenue coming in without spending a fortune on ads. And then you're automatically that go-to expert for solving their problems because they've connected with you on that genuine level. And you're going to make serious progress when this is paired with your automated sales process. Automating this entire process is so important. And this is how people are talking like, oh, I made this amount of money in my sleep last night. I've been on vacation all week and I made $5,000 or whatever the case. This is because people have automated sales process, the automation tools behind the business. And a lot of people, especially the people that think they're going to start a business for free, start their business and try to do it without the appropriate automation tools on the back end of their business. And that is the first way you are just going to fail. You are going to be spinning your wheels. You're going to be posting constantly, doing all kinds of things, but you don't have anything working for you on the back end. And that is going to be the quickest way to fail. And if you try to speak to everyone, like I said, you're going to speak to no one. You're going to lose to your competitors who focused on establishing themselves as the authority within their target audience. You're going to struggle to generate your leads because nobody's going to trust you as the expert because you are not really in their head like your competitor is. And you're probably going to lose belief in your own expertise because you have no audience to get results with. So a lot of the times, if we're not doing the correct things and we're not speaking in the correct way, because we go so long without getting results, that's whenever that doubt starts to set in. Like, oh my gosh, like nothing is working. Like maybe I just can't do this. Like how many times I've said that to myself. I always knew that I could. I always had no doubt that I could. But it's hard not to get in those headspaces when you're doing all of the things and trying so many different things and nothing's working. Like you end up losing you lose the confidence in your abilities. And that's why, every single piece of this is so important. Like you can't skip any of these steps. So we're going to get unstuck by not being scared of what everyone will think and just share our actual thoughts and opinions, accept that not everyone's going to like us. Stay focused on the ones that do. For every one person that doesn't like you, I promise there's going to be 9 that love you. So we can't get fixated on the one person that we're upsetting with our opinion. We have to stop listening to those silly tips about how to go viral. They don't work. That person's going viral because they're talking about going viral, and it's just like a hamster wheel that we have got to get off of. So this is how we're going to effortlessly attract that soulmate customer or target audience that we're talking about. So being super generous, like give more than you ever expect to receive in return. And this is how you are going to have abundance come back to you. Be bold, tell everyone with confidence why your thing is the best thing out there, and tell them exactly who it's for. And we have to stay super focused. We're not going to scroll on social media. I have a super strict rule of no scrolling longer than 10 minutes a day. You should not be scrolling longer than 10 minutes a day. So if you're doing that now, stop immediately. That is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your mental time. It's a waste of your brain space. All the crap you're filling your brain by scrolling and watching all that crap, you could be filling it with education on reaching your goals. So 10 minutes a day is the limit. And if you're really serious about this, those 10 minutes should be research. That's it. We're not scrolling for fun. We don't do that anymore. Done. Donezo. We have to be vulnerable, share our story, even if it makes us uncomfortable. This is hard for me to do. I'm not super great at showing up and being vulnerable because I've just been taught that that's not what you do. That's not something you do in the corporate world, especially as a woman in the corporate world. And now that's changing a lot, but you definitely don't want to be perceived as weak. And that's just not something I'm good at. So again, more personal development for me. We're all a work in progress here. Okay, so real quick story about this one time I made a mistake. I had made nearly $80,000 within 90 days of starting my business. I was really feeling like, oh my gosh, this is just too good to be true. Like I need to be doing more. Like I added more offers to my link in bio, and I immediately noticed a huge decline in sales. because I was no longer clear to my audience who I was trying to help or how. I was trying to put so many more things because I thought by having less things, oh, but what if they need this, 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 or this? Like I'm losing out on money. No, like too many options and people just leave. They just dip out. So once I went back to the basics, I started talking only to my soulmate customer again about my main offer. The leads and sales were flooding in again. And this is so true. This has happened multiple times throughout the 1.5 year cycle of my business. I've tried to like branch off and kind of like overcomplicate things. Going back to the basics that I tell you guys over and over again, especially like all the things in this today, going back to the basics and just keeping it simple. Like you guys will notice now, my link in bio literally only has my free sprint course and this Q&A sign up. That's it. That is it. And my leads have been increasing. I've been doing a huge initiative to post more short form content. I've been posting 2 to 4 short form contents a day, and I think 1 longer form video. And my leads have increased drastically in just 30 days of going back to the basics, keeping it simple, and posting 2 to 4 times short form videos a day, 1 long form. Crazy. So let's keep it simple. Let's not overcomplicate it. We have to speak to our soulmate customer and gain their trust. Okay, leading in the automated sales process, and this is collecting your leads on autopilot. Building an email list ensures that you can profit, and this is where the majority of wannabe business owners fail, especially investing in education for things like Etsy, dropshipping, Pinterest, Amazon, etc. Blah, 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 blah. If you don't have an email list, you don't have a business. And social media can be taken from us at any moment. So that's just an entirely different angle to view this from. There are a lot of people that get banned from TikTok specifically for just crazy reasons, and they just lose everything overnight. And if they didn't have an email list, they don't have anything. They have to start over from scratch. So we don't want to rely on a social media platform for our income. And when you have your email list, you actually own that. And whenever you look at a business that's going to be sold, like when somebody builds a big business online and then later maybe they want to sell it to somebody for $5 million, you want to know the first thing they want to know, it's what's the size of your email list? That's literally one of the first things they will ask. The email list is the most important thing of any business. So we want to offer a highly valuable freebie that's going to solve a pain point for our audience in exchange for their email, and it must run on autopilot. So not only just the delivery of it needs to be on autopilot, but like, for example, with Facebook and Instagram too, I've been focusing a lot on Facebook and Instagram because it allows it to be automated. And a lot of you are here today because of an automated reply to a comment, an automatic direct message. And this is all things that can be done within Hustle Boost software. So all of this needs to be automated. Before I had an automated system in place for the comments, the very first time I had a video go viral, I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 nights in a row, replying to comments manually. It was crazy. And I was like, I can't do this. And I know some people get really frustrated whenever they get an automated response to a comment. But when you actually be realistic about the fact that this is a business and I physically cannot reply to hundreds of comments every single day manually, like that would be crazy. So the Hustle Boost software sets all of this up for you to where you're telling people, okay, drop ready in the comments or drop me in the comments. So the email list is also stored within the Hustle Boost software. So all of it is automatic. So all of these pieces, and this is why having an all-in-one software and all-in-one solution is also super critical because it's just so much easier. Like if you're using something like StanStore, there are no 6 and 7 figure business owners that use StanStore. They also pay for several other things to make their business run. But with Hustle Boost software, everything is included in one place and everything speaks to each other. So they opt in for your freebie. That email goes right into your contacts list in the software. So you absolutely must give selflessly. You have to post about your freebie constantly. You don't need to be a celebrity or have an existing following. I was getting thousands of leads every week within my first 2 months, and these were on brand new accounts. And again, remember, I never posted on social media, so I did not have any type of experience with posting content, showing up on camera to talk about things. I had no experience with any of this. And a lot of people will make the mistake of not talking about their freebie and just kind of throwing it up there and thinking that people are going to grab it. Nope. You got to talk about it every single day. So we want to utilize the platforms where our ideal clients spend their time, and we want to post daily to gain that visibility. And I really recommend definitely Instagram and Facebook, specifically because of the automation resources, but there is a lot of potential with TikTok. So that's totally up to you. TikTok does not allow automatic direct messages with comments, and their direct messaging is just kind of really annoying, but I wouldn't want to just completely write off TikTok by any means. So we have to show up consistent, bold, and in the name of service. Otherwise, people will never know who you are and they'll never trust you. So like I said, you have to share content that talks about your lead magnet every single day. And that lead magnet needs to be distributed on autopilot using your software. So everything that we're talking about here, as far as your business running, is going to be on autopilot, except the posting of the content. So hopefully I'm making that super, super clear. Like, this is all running and happening behind the scenes once you've gotten it set up. And the only thing you're doing is posting content to your offer and speaking to your people. So a lot of people never make it to that point, though. They never make it to the point where they've got all these pieces set up for themselves and they've got everything running smoothly. And they never get to the point where it's easy and they're just posting content because they get so hung up, on these beginning phase pieces. And don't forget too that we are generating free leads. So gaining that visibility and generating free leads is a non-negotiable. We're posting free content on free social media platforms to gain free leads. That is crazy. Like, people used to have to walk door to door to get leads, or people make cold calls to get leads. The fact that we can post a video and get in front of 200 people, everybody complains about that. That's 200 people. Do you know how long it would take to walk door to door to 200 people? Like, the internet is crazy, and we have to take advantage of it. Now, if your giving isn't producing results, you're sharing a lot of valuable content, you're talking about your freebie, you're telling people to comment if they want the information. If that's not producing results, then your content is probably not quality enough to build those connections, and you need to make some adjustments. Maybe there's a lack of authenticity. You might be trying to use cookie cutter strategies. You might be just creating boring content. You're not speaking to your target customer. Like, you're not being specific enough as to what you're trying to do. So people are just swiping past your content, or it feels robotic. You're missing that kind of authenticity piece. Or you have limiting beliefs in your offer, so you're not showing up bold and confident and kind of putting it out there that, like, what you have is the best thing out there and people need this. It's going to help them. This is genuinely going to help them. And of course, the most obvious one, you're not telling your audience about your freebie every single day. And to be honest with you, this is the number one, like, problem that I see. People are posting content every single day, and they're posting get ready with me's or a recipe or something that nobody cares about. Or maybe they care, but it's not going to produce a lead for you. And the whole reason that we're here is to make money. And you can't just post get ready with me's when nobody gives a shit about your get ready with me. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to get ready with me. Why would they want to do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. And unless you're one of those lifestyle creators that people do just naturally follow all the time and they just are super interested in their life, then you can post that kind of content. But again, 99% of us, we're not those people. So we don't want to be wasting space and just posting random stuff for no reason. We need to do it with intention. So another quick little story, I was starting to see success, and I started to think that I needed to stop giving away so much for free. I also thought I needed to start being more professional so people would respect me more. But the reality is, people want to connect with normal people, especially in the space that I'm in. This is not corporate America. And not only that, but I don't really want to work with people that expect me to act like I'm in corporate America, because I left that place and I don't want to go back. And this is my business. So if I want to say a cuss word, I'm going to. And if that deters somebody, then that's on them. And I don't care. Like, I don't want to be in that environment anymore. I thought people wouldn't need my services if I gave them too much information. And I think this is a mental block for a lot of people in the coaching space, especially. But the need for coaches is not due to lack of information or discipline. It's from a lack of clear direction and that continuous support so that you can stay unstuck and on track. So I create new freebies all the time and I collect hundreds, sometimes thousands of leads every single week from things that take me an hour to create. So don't be afraid to give away too much for free because that is never going to be a thing. And that is how you establish trust with people. Okay, so what do we need? We need our freebie or lead magnet, whatever you want to call it. We need our landing page or our opt-in page. It can also sometimes be called a squeeze page. These are all interchangeable terms. And then we need a thank you page or just a thank you message if you don't want to do a whole page. And then you need your email automation. So this is the order that this goes in. All of this is pre-built for you, except the lead magnet, of course, because that's super determined based on what your niche is and what you decide to do. But the landing page is pre-built for you. And then your email automations, your workflow is already set up for you with everything in there that tells you exactly what you need to type in these welcome email sequences. So you need to be true to you, build those connections, help people transform without the expectation of something in return, and then you'll just become the obvious solution in your market. So this is hard to flip that mindset of expecting nothing in return. Whenever you give selflessly, things come back to you. It's just kind of how it works. And when you show up with your hand out or you come across greedy or pushy or salesy or desperate, people do not want to be around that. And that's just the cold, hard truth. So step number 4 is important. And again, this is one of those things that I feel like people don't talk about because it's not fun and flashy, but it is so important. Your mindset and your energy matters. It absolutely matters. And of course, there's strategy behind collecting your leads, knowing when and how to make offers, how to follow up with your automated sales process, frequency to follow up with your automated sales process, and taking that potential customer on the journey towards the sale and how to do it on autopilot. But if you aren't diving in with confidence every day, giving selflessly, you're never going to get to that or maintain the 10,000 per month income. So we need to dive in head first and attack. And remember that your business strategy as a beginner is not going to be the same 3 to 6 months from now. So going through the learning process and making mistakes is inevitable. It's really hard to kind of allow your brain to be okay with not having everything figured out before you make that next step. Like that's really hard to do because we just want to have everything in our minds. We want to have it planned out, right? Like we want to feel 100% confident. This is perfect. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what it's going to be. This is what I'm going to sell. That isn't going to work. Like you have to just go. The faster you go, the faster you make the mistakes you're going to make anyway, and the faster you get to the results. And following a proven process, making those quick decisions and attacking them, that's going to get you through the learning process faster. So I hope that makes sense because it is really, really important. Like the people that are super successful in this space, they really just dive in headfirst and attack. And that's the simplest way to put it. Nobody skipped any steps. That easy is earned, like we were talking about before, getting to that point where everything is set up and all you're doing is posting content and everything else is happening for you automatically. You're replying to DMs, you're replying to emails, but everything else is already set up for you. And most people don't get to that point because they're not willing to kind of dive in headfirst and attack. They're not willing to make fast decisions and be okay with not really quite understanding everything at every moment. So you have to believe in yourself or nobody else is going to believe in you because that energy comes across in your content. When you don't believe in yourself, people can feel it and they're not going to believe in you if you don't. So as a beginner, you're using your time to make your money so that you can eventually use your money to buy back your time. And this is when you get to a point that you're scaling and then you can start throwing some money into ads. So if you have a video that performs really, really well, I just want to throw this out here. I don't train or talk a lot about ads, but I do want to say never pay for an ad for something that you don't already have proof that that video is going to perform well. So the only way or reason I would ever recommend anybody paying for an ad is boosting a video that already performed really well. And by really well, you want comments, you want engagement, you want people requesting what it is you're talking about. Those are the only videos that you should ever be putting your money into because otherwise if you're not an ad expert, it's just not going to go the way that you think it's going to go, and you're just going to basically be throwing money out the window on the highway. Let's not do that. We don't want to do that. So only boost videos that perform well organically. So I know I already mentioned this, but people who see success quickly in the space are those bold action takers. They don't wait for things to be perfect. They're never going to be perfect. They don't worry about what others will think because they believe in themselves and they know that they're going to do this. They're going to make this happen no matter what. So just driving this home, here's some things that are not going to be perfect when you're starting out, and that's okay. Your offer's not going to be perfect. Your content is really not going to be perfect. Mine was absolutely not perfect. It's still not perfect. And I don't plan on it ever being perfect because I'm not in the business of making perfect social media content. I'm in the business of getting in front of people that want to learn the truth about how digital marketing really works. And so they can either do it or stop throwing their money away believing some fake promises that all these other people are telling them. So I don't plan on my social media content ever being perfect. Your emails are not going to be perfect. Your lead magnet's not going to be perfect. Your landing page isn't going to be perfect. None of it's going to be perfect. I have content on here twice. Your content's really not going to be perfect. I just wanted to say it twice, I guess, because it's that important. So we don't need to be perfect. You want off that hamster wheel of the 9 to 5, that effortless lead generation, the ability to make sales at all hours of the day, clients who stay longer, refer other people to you, then that peaceful feeling of ease in your business and your life. So if you fail to dive in and attack, you'll never have that picture of how you're ever going to get there. You're never going to see that light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to throw away money you would have gotten if you would have just showed up and showed out. And you're going to spend a fortune on things that promise that easy way out. There isn't one. Please, for the love of God, I don't care if you ever buy anything from me. Do not go buy something from somebody else that makes it seem like they have some secret for you. There's no secret. They don't have a secret for you. They're liars. They're manipulators. They're professional salesmen. Please do not ever again give any of them your money. It's not going to happen. There's no easy way out. The painful cycle of scarcity, fear, and worry is going to consume you if you don't just go for it. And when you do, you're going to get to a position where you have a sales funnel that converts and can be scaled, multiple avenues driving your soulmate clients to you every single month. So some people will potentially buy right from a social media video that you posted. The majority of people are going to buy from an email. Email subscribers are 3 times more likely to buy, but you're going to have multiple avenues of people that are coming to you from multiple social media platforms. You'll end up closing sales with ease, and you'll have a consistent source of organic growth. And really, this picture just kind of describes it all. Like, you're going to be out of that place of the scarcity mindset of not understanding how this is possible, how you're ever going to get there. And you're going to be on the other side where you just have this feeling of abundance. And like, you know, you put good things out into the world and good things come back to you because of it. And you have the mental space to be able to do that because you have you dove in, you attacked, and you reached the other side of the mountain. And this initial mountain, it can be really tough to climb at first. So all 6 or 7 figure business owners dive in and attack. This is realistically possible if you follow the steps and don't skip any of the steps. So this is just the 6-figure sales funnel spelled out in one picture. So your organic visibility, this is how you're going to get people to whatever it is that you create. Like I said, I don't care if you're selling something on Pinterest. I don't care if you're making your own t-shirts, your own cups, whatever it is that you're doing, it doesn't matter. This is how you're going to get your organic visibility. And then you're going to push them into your perfectly showcased offers, meaning you're not going to have too many things in your link in bio. 3 to 4 options is maximum, you guys. And the client makes their selection. And then when they do that, you collect their lead, their email, and then you do that on the landing page. There's a form on the landing page, and this is a little bit technical. So if I'm losing you, that's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with you. The landing page and the form kind of are interchangeable. And this is explained in the software, the step-by-step software training. So this is the only way to succeed. You have to collect the lead on your landing page, and then you have a nurture mechanism. And this is where they go into your workflow. This automatically sends the freebie. This puts them through a welcome email sequence. And the welcome email sequence is how they are taken from lead to buyer. And this is there's a new benefit that I just released in the Hustle Den program that I am either writing your emails for you so that we can use proven sales copy strategy. Because if you do all the work to get to the point of you've got the lead, that's amazing. Like if you're getting leads, that is so freaking amazing, but we need to be able to close them to a sale, right? And we need to do that by using proven sales copy strategy in our emails. So 5 emails a month, I will either write them for you, you have to give me the information, or it is easier if you write the email and I will review the email for you and return feedback and recommendations on how you can update that email so that we can optimize that sale. So you have to have, a lead magnet that makes sense, that leads into your offer in order for that to work. But of course, you will have those things. And then that's an extra benefit that you can make sure, you're writing emails in a way that is going to actually convert the person to a sale. Otherwise, what the heck are we doing here, right? Okay, so what's next? Once you're growing an email list of those people that know, like, and trust you, you can then learn the advanced strategies to take your business to the next level. So this is when you're going to start generating the consistent $10,000 months. So you don't have to guess how your business is going to perform month over month. And this is how you get to that point where you have that ultimate time freedom, and a real business with endless possibilities, and the sky is just seriously the limit, and you'll start to get really interested in other ways you can expand and do other things. And then it really, really starts to get so fun, you guys. It really, really does. So I had left a 6-figure job within 2 months after I learned and implemented what I just shared with you. I knew the best way to go fast was to go all in and stop worrying about what everyone else would think. And you guys already know I tried and failed for 8 years. I had over 10,000 in bad investments. And since then, I've invested another 10,000 in good investments with nice people that are not scam artists. So my issue obviously wasn't consistency, dedication, or unwillingness to invest. It was finding the confidence and honestly just becoming a person worthy of making multiple 6 figures. Like I was meant to grow my career. I was meant to go through all these struggles so that I could learn all of these things and then be in a position where I'm not only teaching and helping other people so that they don't have to spend 8 years trying and failing. They don't have to spend $10,000 in bad investments, but I'm running a software agency doing what I love to do. Like software is just what I love to do. And I have a lot of corporate training experience as well. So I'm able to create training materials that are easy for people to follow. But it was just overall becoming who I needed to become before I was ready, learning that most of what's being taught out there is lies. And that one missing key that I was missing the entire time was just somebody being honest with me and telling me that I needed a freaking email list. Like, my goodness, if somebody would have just told me that from the jump, imagine the amount of money and time I would have saved. But once I learned these things, put my blinders on, the results were insane. So, of course, step number 5 is joining a team that supports you. And more than anything, I want you guys to feel good about your decision moving forward. There's no high pressure sales pitches or any of that. Like, you need to feel good about this. This is your life. This is your business. And you need to do it with a place that provides an all-in-one solution, no hidden costs later every single month, upsell, upsell, upsell. Then you're just stressed out and upset and you're regretting your decision. I don't want anybody to ever regret a decision to work with me or use my software. That is the last thing I want. And you need to marry the step-by-step strategy with that continuous community support. And that community, honestly, you guys, can be just as beneficial as the step-by-step training, if not more, because you have the ability to connect with people and talk through ideas that you have. And that can be the most powerful thing of all. And no successful entrepreneur got there alone. Being scared is normal. But if you try to solve the problem on your own, you're going to waste time guessing how to get results, piecing together mostly free BS from social media or YouTube videos. You're going to lose money in the potential income and the spending on things that don't get you results, like another $27 guide for how to go viral, when that is not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to feel super uncertain in what's going on without that clear path. And you might even give up completely. And of course, you're not here because you don't want to do this. You are here because you want this. You want change. You don't want to stay stuck in your current situation. Every entrepreneur has joined the right team. You're not going to find one that hasn't invested in themselves. At least the ones that are not gurus, like the people that are out there being honest and showing up authentically, are super honest about how much they've invested in themselves to get to the place they are in their business, because this isn't all glamorous and income claims and it's so easy. I work 2 to 3 hours a day. No, like, you can get to a point you work 2 to 3 hours a day if you put in the work on the front end. So quick recap. We're going to choose a niche. We're going to create a lead magnet. We're going to set up our link in bio software. And then we're going to create content that directs people to the link in bio. We're going to follow up automatically via the Hustle Boost software so you can run your business on autopilot. And then, of course, if something isn't working, we're going to change it. And of course, invest with somebody who can shortcut the success. We can't just keep, if you're posting content already and it's not working, you got to change something because it's not working. And it isn't just that you can't do it or there's something wrong with you or whatever. You need to adjust what you're doing. Maybe you need to pivot. You need to readjust your messaging, make sure you're speaking to your soulmate customer, and maybe your offer isn't something that people really want. There are so many things that need to be looked at if you are already posting content and you're not generating leads every single day. And if you execute, you'll be in complete control of your income, whether that's $10,000 or more, because the income potential online is limitless. There's billions of people on the internet. I just can't even stress that enough. Like once you get this running and going, it is limitless. Like the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. You're going to have the time you've always wanted to spend on things that make you truly happy, the money to enjoy the quality of life you desire and the life you deserve to have. We all deserve to have that, and being able to do what over 98% of people only dream of. You're going to sleep well at night knowing you have a strategy in place that works, it feels good, and you can scale and duplicate it over and over again. And that's one thing I want to say too, guys, again, with easy as earned. A lot of this work on the front end when you're building all of these systems and getting all of your automated sales funnel steps in place and building out, if you're in the coaching space, you're going to build out little events that you're going to do and the emails for the events and all the things. All of this stuff can be used over and over and over again. And that's just getting to that point where easy is earned and you've got your stuff built out and you're in a place where, again, you're just posting content and talking to people and letting them know what you have to offer. And it becomes a lot more relaxed, a lot more chill. The anxiety goes down and it really does get easier. The 5 steps I've shown you today can be completed by anyone who's made it this far. The hard way is obviously to go out on your own. Free training, piecing it all together. And the main difference is the hard way is less expensive, but not free because you are still going to have to pay for software. Please don't try to do this without paying for software. You are wasting your time. You might as well just quit if you think you're going to do this without paying for software. And the easy way isn't free, but it's faster, of course, easier, significantly increases your chances of success. So I'm going to show you the easy way. And before putting this together, I spent 8 years and over $20,000 in digital marketing education. I spent an entire year collecting data and feedback from people just like you, people who were burned in the past. Some of them even spent 10,000 plus in education that didn't teach them what they needed to know. And then they came into my program and had everything that they were missing in programs that cost exponentially more than what I charge. It's insane the amount of feedback that I've gotten from people where they've spent astronomical amounts of money. And I'm just like, I get it, but it just really irks me that people are out there doing that to people. It really irks me. So I worked in accounting for a decade. I created efficiencies that saved companies thousands of dollars every month. And I created training materials for all aspects of an extremely detail-oriented job. I've now trained hundreds of people on how to do exactly what I do to make a full-time income online. So I know I haven't left anything out. I'm extremely detail-oriented, and I know that this is amazing, amazing stuff that I've put together here. So this is everything you'll need all in one place, using the exact same tools and strategies I use in my 6-figure business. No upsells, no hidden costs, no confusing information that leaves you lost and overwhelmed. I've thought of everything. I filled every gap that I found in other products. This was very, very carefully put together. So to be a successful affiliate or digital marketer, you're going to need that beginner-friendly training that doesn't leave anything out, proven strategies, the software tools to automate the process, and that 24/7 live support. So with the Hustle Boost software, you will get 24/7 live support because I can't be available 24 hours a day, but we're all on different time zones. We all work at different times. Some of us have kids, some of us do not. And you need to be able to have support at all hours of the day, right? If you want to work at midnight, I'm not going to be up. Well, I might be up, but I might not be working. So you need help at all hours of the day, 24/7 live support, a community to help you along the way, and that advanced software and training access so when you're ready to reach the next level, you already have it at your fingertips. No additional costs to reach the next level where you're getting all of the things that take you to the $10,000 months. And the Hustle Done provides all of this. If you're paying for other software, cancel it It replaces everything. It replaces everything else that you are paying for. And if you don't have a lot of time, just know that the trainings are bite-sized trainings. They're extremely easy to consume. Anybody can do this, even if you only have an hour a day. I have these structured to where you don't have to be worried about sitting through a 2 hour long session and having to stop in the middle of it and be confused. You're going to be able to get through these little trainings and bite off a little piece at a time. We make time for things that are important for us. So if you don't even have an hour a day, if you won't make an hour a day, then you simply don't deserve to have $10,000 a month. You can just officially stop trying and go about your life, because if you can't find an hour, then you just simply don't deserve it. And that's just the truth. And again, I've hired a software support team. They're available 24/7. You can work any hour of the day, any part of the world, and you will also get free onboarding calls. So they will meet with you face-to-face, well, Zoom face-to-face, and help you make sure that the software's set up and everything is in place for you guys. And the main goal of the Hustle and really is just to be different, not just say it's different to get you in and then realize it's the same as everything else. I built this after a series of very unfortunate events, 8 years of failure, and it was then taken away. I had to start from scratch. I'm just saying, if I can keep going after so much failure, you can too, trust me, because oh my goodness, it has been a wild ride. And I know it's hard to know who to trust. Even when you think you can trust someone, you find out you were wrong. But the whole mission of my business is truly to provide that safe space for you to learn the real way to do this. Nothing good's going to happen in your comfort zone. So don't wait until you don't feel the fear. You're always going to feel that. There's never going to be a right time. You're going to feel uncertainty when you're going bigger and better than you ever have before. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. And you have to decide if you're going to sit and wait for the rest of your life to go big, or decide to make this happen once and for all. And only one of these decisions is going to get you where you want to go. So I'm also super excited. This just reminded me that I'm starting a Reels challenge on January 3rd for all of our members. So this is the perfect time, and I'm announcing this now because I want you to get in there and start the 30-day business launch challenge. And then you will be, this gives you plenty of time to have your business actually ready to start the Reels challenge with us on January 3rd. So I've got the best all-in-one solution that solves all the problems that brought you here today. Everything we talked about today in extensive detail is gone through. And I'm doing a 14-day free trial. And all of this, it's going to include everything. But please, this is not for everyone. And I think I've already made that super clear. Like, this is going to require hard work. So don't join if you don't have intentions on staying, because you're not going to go in there and find any revolutionary information. I've already revealed everything that there is to be revealed. And I'm really only interested in working with people who take me seriously and take themselves seriously. But for the rest of you, if you are ready, this will be the last time you pay for a course, and that is just the truth. So this link here will actually 14 days, not 30. If you guys have any questions at this point about anything that we talked about today, just feel free to send me an email. But after the free trial, monthly members at $297 a month are going to receive the step-by-step training for people starting from zero, the Hustle Boost software, free onboarding, 24/7 live support, pre-built sales funnel with a rinse and repeat training guide with PDF and video training to go with the pre-built sales funnel, and the 5 done-for-you custom emails that we talked about. Weekly coaching. So once a week we do coaching together, and if you can't make that call, you still have the ability to submit your questions in advance. So that way I can answer that for you on the call. So even if you can't participate live, you still get to, reap the benefits of that call. And of course, the community. And then annual members do get a savings of almost $600 and a free one-on-one coaching call with me. And this is just somewhere we can uncover what's not working, why it's not working, walk through your software implementation, lock in your business strategy, pretty much anything that you want to talk about. Sorry, I thought I updated all these. I guess I did not. So do I open and register business first? You don't need to do that first. That I wouldn't be worried about rushing to do that by any means, Tori. Do I need to open business bank account or use my personal? I would recommend opening a business bank account and getting an LLC, but that isn't something you need to worry about right this second. I would definitely kind of get going and get started. And then after you've gone through the 30-day business launch challenge is a really good point to get going with that. So been thinking about this for a while and watching so many people. I'm so grateful for your no nonsense honesty. Yes, thank you, Carrie. I know it is really hard to get a straight answer. I mean, look, it took me 8 years to figure it out, and I figured it out like on my own after investing how much and spending so much time. I'm like, oh my God. Like the reason that I was doing all this stuff, they were making it sound so easy, like tagging an affiliate link on Pinterest. Yes, that's easy to do, but if you don't have traffic going to it, and that Pinterest really needs to go back to a blog, and there's just so much work involved with it that they don't tell you, and it really you have to have the email list. You have to, or else you're going to be one of those people posting 10 times a day for the rest of your life, and I don't want that for me, and I don't think any of you guys want that either. If you guys do join today, we meet on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central. So if you guys join the Hustle Den right now, and I'm going to be doing these calls every week still. If you guys have any other questions, please send me an email or message. Email might be the quickest way to get a hold of me, but yeah, feel free to reach out anytime with some questions, and I'm happy to bounce ideas back and forth with you guys. All right, guys, we are going to go through everything inside of the program, and this is going to be where you're going to access all of your courses. Once you've gained access, we're going to start with level 1, which is going to be the 30-day business launch challenge. This challenge has been absolutely amazing. The feedback that I've gotten on it has been phenomenal. It's super detail oriented. It goes through every single step of setting up your online business. In week 1, we'll go through fundamentals, like definitions, what even is a niche, some examples, how to choose your niche, your business name, domain and email, and all of the fundamentals in week 1. Week 2, we go into social media and your lead magnet. I kind of do an overview, and then I go through each of the main social media platforms that I recommend starting on as a beginner. And then we get started with a lead magnet brainstorm and then a lead magnet deep dive. And then we're going to have a midpoint check-in just to make sure that you're on the right track and you don't have any questions or need anything from me at that point. So week 3, we're going to move into more software related pieces. And that's going to entail creating a lead magnet in Canva, kind of doing an overview of the link in bio, which will be a little bit more in depth once you get to that training. And then we'll go through an overview of the all-in-one software, which is a little bit what we're going to do today as well. Then you'll prepare for launch, and then I will have you guys do a launch announcement in the community so that everybody else can be just as excited as you are once you get your business launched. And then week 4, we're going to move into content. So we're going to go over some definitions, some content types, some structures, how I do content research, and how I come up with content strategy. I'm going to give you guys your first 90-day checklist, and then we're going to just bite the bullet, and we're going to do your first post, your second post, and your third post. And to close this out, we've got some opportunities, and this is just my way of telling you guys that creating an audience, building an email list, and just putting yourself out there and growing that community of people that know, like, and trust you is so much more than just being an affiliate or just even promoting your own offer. These platforms pay people for posting content. There's other opportunities you can get into, like the Amazon influencer program. Walmart now has their own influencer program. If you are putting yourself out there and making waves in your space and like setting yourself apart, the opportunities that are going to come your way are going to be just crazy. And this is just kind of a closing out right after you get your business launched to let you know the bigger picture and fill you guys in on like the kind of things that can start happening when you really actually just go for this and do it. And then we're going to get to your goals, and I'm going to give you guys a goals spreadsheet, and it's going to give you like a realistic expectation on where you are now and where you're going to be headed, because this is going to be a process of not only learning business strategy, marketing strategy, and setting up a business, but it's going to be a really great personal development process that you're going to go through throughout this process. And all of this is really, really important for your success. Next, you'll have level 2, which is going to be your software training. And this is something that I have put together, and I have never seen another program do something the way that I've done it. Typically, whenever they have stuff pre-built for you, it's pre-built in a fashion that's going to be having you promote their stuff, That is not what we're doing here. This is set up in a way where everything is pre-built for you in a generic way so that you can change the colors and the formatting if you wish to do so, but you don't have to, and it's ready for you to fill in the blanks. And it's also ready for you to rinse and repeat. So I'm going to hop over in the software and actually show you guys what I've got set up for you. But this is going to be something to where you are going to be able to follow this step by step, and you're going to be able to rinse and repeat these exact steps. I've got a video for each step, and they are very short and to the point, so you don't have to feel like you need to spend 2 hours getting this set up. Everything can be done one step at a time if you don't have a lot of time. So step 1 with the forms, I have exactly what you need to click, and then I'm showing you in the video exactly where that's at in the software. So this is going to allow anybody who's not tech savvy to become tech savvy very quickly and get their things set up. Now, before we hop over into the software, I'm going to show you guys all of the crazy amazing things that we have available in the software. Real quick, I want to go over the level 3, which is going to be the core Hustle Den training, and this is going to really get in to the nitty-gritty of the organic traffic methods and teaching you guys all of the different ways that you can grow an audience organically, so essentially for free without paying for ads. That way you can kind of pick and choose what's going to work best for you. I've got a personal development section in here, and this is so important, you guys. I think that a lot of other programs kind of leave this out completely, but personal development is going to be a part of this process whether you want it to be or not, because you are going to grow as a person whenever you build your own business, and that is just part of the process. And I love talking about this stuff. I think it's so important, and so I will continuously be adding to this section, and honestly I'll be continuously adding to all of the training in this program, because the way that this business model is set up, and you guys are gaining access to software for the same price as if you went directly to the software company. If you went directly to them, you would pay the same price. So essentially, just for choosing to work with me, you're getting access to all of this education, the weekly live calls we're going to do, the community, and of course anything new as I add new training to here. You're getting access to all that at no additional cost. So after the personal development section, we get more into content creation and kind of dig even deeper into that. And we'll do a reminder on the first 90-day checklist, and then we'll kind of dig deeper into your soulmate client and the SIT framework, the viral video format, we'll bring that up again, and then some hooks that stop the scroll, which is going to be really important for your growth, and kind of just do a really good deep dive into all things content creation and how you're going to start to get more eyes on your content and just get better at creating magnetic content. The last thing we have currently in the core training is going to be just referencing the Hustle Den affiliate program. If somebody is in the make money online niche, I don't want to tell someone no and shut them down, but there is qualifications that have to be met. You need to already be making money online, already have an audience, or already have an email list. So this is not going to be something where just anybody can join. And this is simply to protect the integrity of this company and the brand overall, and kind of what the goal is here. The goal is not to teach you guys how to promote this course. That will never be the goal of this program. That is not why we're here, and that will never be why we are here. And then finally, level 4 is going to be my consistent 10K months framework, and this is going to give you guys the strategy behind generating consistent 10K months. This will be available 30 days after you sign up to the program, because this is not going to work unless you have gone through levels 1, 2, and 3. This is not going to work unless you've been posting and actively collecting emails for at least 90 days. This will not work if you have not been doing that, because you need to already have an audience of people that know, like, and trust you. So just keep that in mind. So this is going to be right around the mark where you want to analyze your content and figure out what's working, what's not working, and kind of lean into what is working and start creating more of that kind of content. So this is going to be a deep dive into marketing. So finally here, what we have right now is the weekly call replays. So this is going to be where you're going to find all of the replays for the calls if you're unable to attend live, because don't forget, we are meeting weekly on Wednesdays. So moving over into the software. Okay, you guys, this software replaces every other thing you're paying for. This is the only software you will ever need to start and grow a very successful business. It has everything you need, from link in bio to the email marketing to email blasts, websites, sell your digital products, get reviews. You can do literally everything here. The help button down here in the bottom right-hand corner is your 24/7 live chat support. So at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can click this button and there will be somebody on the other end ready to answer your question live. So you can ask the AI bot here, or you can just click get in touch. And then it's going to ask you if you want to do a live chat, or if you don't have time to wait on the live chat, you can leave a message. This is going to help you with everything related to this software. So again, if you're not a super tech savvy person, I've hired a team. Don't even worry about it. We're going to be handling everything here in the live chat. And of course, software is my expertise. So if at any point they are not able to handle any of your questions, you can always reach out to me and I'm more than happy to help. Also, keep in mind you will have 2 free onboarding calls. So in the first onboarding call, they are going to go over everything with you as far as making sure you have access, making sure everything makes sense, making sure that you're organized, making sure you're feeling confident and don't have any questions that are really hanging you up. And if you do have questions, they're going to help guide you in the right direction. So really, really exciting stuff that is setting you guys up for success. My number one goal here is to set you guys up for the best possible experience. Next, we're going to go to looking at the pre-built features that I've got set up for you guys. So when you're first starting out, this is going to be a little bit overwhelming in the software. I totally get that. So during the level 2 training, when we go over the software, I keep it very, very basic. We are only going to be focused on 4 different places, and it's going to tell you exactly step by step with video and written step-by-step instructions on how to get through all of this. But one of the first things that you'll want to do is look at your link in bio. So the way that this is set up is they say do not edit, because I want you guys to take advantage of the clone feature or duplicate feature. And this is going to allow you guys to play around, edit your landing page, edit your link in bio, edit everything without being stressed that you're going to mess something up or break something. I want to completely remove that. We're not going to be stressing. We're going to be in here playing around and having fun and changing the entire stigma surrounding software, because it doesn't have to be that complicated. So in here, when you go in, these are very generic setups. Like I said, this is not something that is just already set up and ready for you to start promoting my thing. This is for you guys personally to adjust for you. So this is just an example here of your link in bio. You can change the photo, and again, I've got all the step-by-step instructions on exactly how you will add your photo here, you'll edit this text, how you're going to update your buttons, and all of the things. Now, taking a look at your landing page template, this is going to be just a basic form, and this is going to be how you collect emails from your audience members. So once you get your freebie ready, you're going to share it with them by using your landing page. So this is just, again, a generic landing page, super simple. I think a lot of people think that this needs to be overly fancy or overly complicated. It really doesn't. Just a couple lines telling them what they're going to get if they provide their name and email for you. And again, all of this exactly button by button, what you need to click to get all of this set up is in your training. And the next thing that we've got pre-built for you is your workflow automation. So this is going to be the workflow that sends the thing that they opted into. So we've got your workflow template here. This is going to be triggered when they submit that form on that landing page. And I know I'm going to be starting to talk a little bit of maybe foreign language to you guys right now, but bear with me. The form is going to trigger them getting the welcome email that's going to send them the thing that they opted into. So I've got pre-built emails in these workflows, you guys. You pretty much just need to go through here, obviously read these and adjust them to fit your niche, your freebie, whatever it is that you're doing. And as you get down to the hero journey, this is going to give you the bullet points of what to include so that you're not just staring at your email workflow, not knowing what to put. So that is the pre-built setup for your workflows. Now, I know all of this is really overwhelming right now, but there are so many other features that we can take advantage of in here. You can create memberships and create courses just like I've got created. I have all of my training and courses are created using this software. So you can create a course on anything. If you have something that you're wanting to take on your resume and turn it into an online business, you're going to be able to create that course right here within the software. You will also be able to create your own community right within here, and that is exactly how I created our community that you're going to have access to inside of the Hustle Den program. You can handle all of your reputation management. There's reporting in here. So many integrations with this software. This software is incredible. I used to work for a leading competitor to this software, and I can tell you that this is exponentially cheaper than competitors out there, and it has all of the functionality. It's amazing. They're constantly doing updates, and I just am so excited that I have the ability to share this with you guys. And not only that, have everything pre-built to make the software piece not so scary.